Ladies and gentlemen, may I call you now to a meditative thought, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. Amen. Pledge.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
This meeting is held in accordance with the Freedom of Information Act. The news media has been notified and a copy of the agenda has been made available to the public. This meeting is open to the public and the public is welcome. Welcome to attend in person. All persons wishing to attend the meeting by virtual means may do so via YouTube, Sumter School District Board meetings, and Sumter School District Facebook page. Vision. Sumter School District is committed to educating, empowering, and enriching the lives of all students to reach their full potential. The mission. Sumter School District is committed to providing a safe, nurturing, high-quality educational environment that supports diversity and equips students for local and global success. The members of our board include Bonnie S. Disney, Esquire, Area 9, who is out of state tonight. Our Vice Chair, Sean T. Reagan, Area 5, our Clerk, Sherry White, Parliamentarian, Area 7, Daniel Palumbo, Area 1, Brittany English, Area 2, Tara Kaiser Johnson, Area 4, Matthew McLeod, Area 6, Jeff Zell, Area 8, Denise R. Jones, Shell Air Force Base, Dr. William T. Wright, Jr. serves as our superintendent, and Ms. Shantae A. Scott serves as administrative manager to the superintendent and the Board of Trustees. I am Ralph Canny, chair, and I currently serve Area 3. I do want to welcome each of you to the meeting tonight. Delighted to have this board back in session. Do pray that the board and the administration, our teachers, students, and everyone else involved in the Sumter School District had a wonderful spring break, and we're all ready for the final portion of the school year. Even though we're headed toward home base, there is quite a bit of work yet to be done to ensure that this is a successful school year. Thank you for all of the hard work that you're doing as a board, as an administration, and as teachers and staff, and as a community, to make our school system even better than it is. All right. Item 2 on the agenda tonight is the approval of the agenda.
Chairman,
Mr. Chair,
go ahead.
Yes, sir.
I would like to see if we can amend the agenda for tonight to add a possible action item for the board to vote for the Delane Community Center to take a tour.
Second.
Okay. All right. The agenda to be amended, a motion has been made to, that we take an action tonight voting for a tour of the Delane property. All right. Those who are in favor of the motion will indicate with show of hands. Okay. Those who oppose, same sign. Okay. Thank you. All right. We're now down to public participation. Ladies and gentlemen of the board, we have 13 people who have signed up to appear before the board tonight. I want to ask us to consider extending the usual 15 minutes that we give for public participation to approximately 40 minutes, which would allow each one of these persons 3 minutes to appear before us. What's your pleasure on that?
Yes, I agree.
Show of hands, please.
Is there any disagreement? Okay, all right. I will call on the Honorable Gene Baton from County Council as our first presenter.
This is my first time to sit here.
Yes, sir.
Good evening. Hello?
We can hear you.
Good evening, Reverend Canty and Dr. Wright and members of the school board. I am County Councilman Eugene Baton, District 7. If you don't know, you will know by this statement that over the years, I've been on council for 18 years, and I've been the strongest advocate on county council for public education, the strongest advocate. And I've always advocated for the schools to get the money that they are entitled to, because I realize that this school have a lot of needs for the money. You don't have school bus drivers. You're paying poverty wages. You are ranked number 64 in the bottom out of 81 school districts. So you have a need for every penny. As of 2008, there was a law passed called South Carolina Act 388. This act was passed and it gave the schools mandatory millage that they were entitled to. Each school district was told how much millage they can request every year, and that they were entitled to this under South Carolina Act 388, the law. However, we have had people on this school board, on county council, that have refused to honor that request. We have 3 Republicans and 1 Democrat that have denied the schools money, even though the employees were getting paid poverty wages. That's a disgrace. So I'm here to say to you as a board that you should go to the Sumter County delegation, and you should ask them that you want fiscal autonomy so that you will have control over your money and not leave it up to county council, where 4 people can outvote 9 people to give you the money that you are entitled to. That's my request to you. May God bless you for what you do, and I wish you a success. When you come before county council, ask for the money that you are entitled to. Don't play games with them. Don't compromise. Ask for all the money that you are entitled to, because you need every dime, because it's not going to help us if we can't get bus drivers to get our kids to school. Thank you very much.
Thank you so very much, Councilman. Mr. James Johnson? Mr. James Johnson?
Good afternoon,
Good evening.
Reverend Candy, Mr. Wright. It's the first time I've seen you, the new superintendent. Congratulations. I'm here. I don't know too much about what's going on down here with the school system. I was born here, raised in the north, but this is my home. And I've been here now going on 7 to be 8 years in September. Even when I came down here, I understand that you had a wonderful school here where I'm located in the rural area over at Kane Savannah Road, Delaney Elementary School. For some reason, like I said, I don't know, but the board and we all decided that you needed to take the children from that district and send them to another district when you had a very sound school where they was going. Now, you telling everyone that the school is not being utilized. That's not true. There's voting going on. There's other things going on. I'm quite sure the sheriff members here of the sheriff department will tell you the things going on. And you said that nothing being done and nobody using the school, which it is. Yes, ain't no students in the school because you took the students away. Now, you don't even want to grant the senior citizens over there to utilize the north side, from what I was told and what we were discussing, to use as a new community center. So, I mean, like I said, I don't know a lot going on, but still, you got a sound building over there, and you want to give it to someone else downtown here to bring folks back after you done took folks out. And I don't understand the purpose in that. And I'm a veteran. My name is James Marlowe Johnson. Thank you for hearing me.
Thank you, sir. Dr. Gloria DeLeston?
Greetings.
Greetings.
I wrote a lot, so I'm going to read it, so I'll make sure I have my time. Vince Lombardi once said, once you learn to quit, it becomes a habit. Do you, school board members, live in the community where the school is located? Any of you? Do any of you live in that area? If it was a school that will impact, improve, and educate your children, will you not fight for it? What are the fears, what are your fears of the community walking through the school? Langston Hughes said, hold fast to dreams, for if dreams die, Life is a broken-winged bird that cannot fly. Should you make the people of this community stop dreaming so the whole community can die? Or would you rather employ new strategies to keep the school in place and empower the people to fly? We understand that change is inevitable, but why does it always have to start with the dark brown community? Not allowing a community tour of F.J. Delane Elementary School is an unfortunate decision on the School Board of Trustees' behalf, simply because it sends a message to the community that you don't care about their concerns. Do you know having this school in the community will impact the future of the community? One is that we will have the ability to teach soft skills, not only to students, but adults, no matter what communities they're from. Soft skills are personal attributes that influence how well you can work and interact with others. These skills make it easier to form relationships with people, create trust and dependability, and lead teams. In essence, they are essential for your success in the workplace, your company's success, and your potential in personal life and the future of the community. If we have a strong foundation, the school board in particular, to teach our community these skills, can you imagine the impact it will have on how you empower the people of the community? If color was not the main focus of disrupting the functionality of the community, will the school be closed?
Doctor.
Finally, if you did not believe that F.J. Delane School would improve the community, why would you believe selling it to a charter school can? Teach a community to fly, they will strive and not die.
Bill Lyons.
I'm Bill Lyons. I am the first Vice Commander of American Legion Post 15 here in Sumter. And we're going to start this year in July the 10th, our meeting in July the 10th. We're going to honor the Sumter School District Teacher of the Year, which we've never done this before, so we start at this year. And I'm here to invite the chairman, superintendent, all the board members to this meeting on July the 10th at 6:30 at the Legion Home at the fairgrounds. You can bring your families with you, and dinner will be served, and we will honor the school teacher who is the current Denise Robinson. And again, I invite all of you with your families to come and enjoy a meal and the presentation that we do for the Teacher of the Year. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Ms. Gillette. Ms. Gillette. Mr. Gristwood. Ms. Gillette. Ms. Shelley, would you let Mr. Gristwood know that he's next? Oh, okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Tammy?
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry, okay.
Good evening, and thank you for allowing me to speak with you here today. My name is Tammy Gristwood, and I'm here to request that the school board give permission for schools in Sumter County to participate in the National Archery in the Schools program. Once approved, each school will be able to form their own archery club and run it based on the bylaws and regulations already in place for Sumter County schools, as well as under the guidelines of NASP. The National Archery in Schools program was brought to my attention when I was renewing my sportsman's license through the South Carolina Department of Natural Resources website. It piqued my interest as an opportunity that I could provide to students that I teach at Westside Christian Academy. As we are all aware, attributes learned through sports is a great foundation to a child's growth for overall performance and success as an adult. So I contacted Department of Natural Resources, took my training class, and received my certification in July of 2019. In August 2019, I began teaching it at Westside Christian Academy as part of our physical education curriculum to all students in grades 4 through 8, as they do throughout the state and nation. This year, I was blessed to coach a competitive archery team comprised of 20 middle school students, grades 6 through 8. We competed in tournaments throughout the state, none within Sumter County. These tournaments were hosted throughout the state by middle, high, and even elementary schools. On average, each tournament allows 450 students to shoot archery. These were hosted by archery clubs that were in the school, in conjunction but not through their athletics department. This year, there were 38 archery tournaments just in South Carolina alone during this 22-23 season. Although I do coach at a private school, 99% of the schools participating are public school. It was founded in Kentucky for a public school program. I did not realize how popular archery is throughout the state and nation until I got involved, and all at a public school level. I'm blessed to have 8 students that will be attending Sumter High next year that I coached in tournaments this year. They've been shooting archery collectively for 4 years and would like that opportunity to continue. This led me to approach the high school, not only for those students leaving and going there, but also to give all students in the county that opportunity. In January, I was fortunate to meet with Sumter High, the head principal, Ms. Sandor, as well as athletics director, Mr. Davis. They were both highly receptive to the idea, very excited and very supportive about bringing archery to the students at Sumter High. Once schools see students benefiting from this program, I can promise that more educators within the schools, elementary, middle, and high school level, will also seek to become certified instructors and add archery to their schools. I have, if you want to take one and pass it, I can provide literature that you can look on your own time. It just gives information about the curriculum. It is a curriculum that was published and brought together by educators throughout the nation. I know Dr. Reagan currently allows it at Reagan Preparatory School. So if there's any questions on curriculum, either he or I can answer those as to why we can't get that passed for the students in our own county.
Okay, Ms. Griswold, I'm sorry, but your time is up.
Okay, well, thank you. Appreciate it.
I appreciate it very much. Ms. Mary Dimbaugh? Oh, I'm sorry. Gillette? Oh, okay, Ms. Gillette, okay.
My name is Marie Gillette, and I just wanted to speak briefly following up on Coach Griswood's remark from the standpoint of a parent. My child is in 8th grade at Westside Christian Academy, and he has been shooting archery under her lead. And I just wanted to tell you what archery does for a student and a parent. Archery is an inclusive sport. My son has asthma and ADD. He cannot do high-intense aerobic sports because he has exercise-induced asthma, but he can shoot archery, and this helps him. So other students that may not be able to do traditional sports can do asthma. We've seen students at these matches that are in wheelchairs that have other hip dysplasia and other issues. They can do archery. So it's inclusive to other students that may not be able to do traditional sports. It also gives them the ability to be part of a team, to compete. My son will be transitioning from a class of 15 to a class of hundreds at Sumter High. This gives him something that he can be a part of, that he can participate with other students, teaches him teamwork. Lastly, and most importantly to me, I mentioned that my son has ADD. He is also recovering from an extreme trauma, and his doctor, his counselor, have told me they've seen great improvement with him since he's been part of this team. It improves their focus. It teaches them to set goals. During archery, you learn to focus your breathing, and my son is learning to improve his focus. And both of these medical professionals have told me how important it is for my son to continue in archery. There is a private school in Sumter that has an archery team. My son wants to be in the public school for the first time in his life. but I need him to continue in this sport. So I desperately would like there to be a team at Sumter High. So for all these reasons, and that they could benefit in the same way the students in your district, I implore you to consider allowing us to have archery in your district. Thank you so much.
Thank you. It's Mary Dimble.
Good afternoon. I'm a grandparent of 7 kids that go to public school. And at one point, a couple of years ago, they wanted to close Rafton Creek Elementary School. And I understand the way Delane is feeling right now. They closed the school, but the school was built by the community. And it feels that if you take away from the community, you take away from the people. And when you take away from the people, you're not going to have anybody to thrive in that community. The people understand that they don't have the money that they need to run it. And you didn't have the staff, because if you look back, you don't have enough people to drive the buses that you had in schools now. You don't have the bus drivers. But if you use it as a community center, a training center, a lot of these people who is going to prison, you'll see people turn around from crime because your community is supporting you. We need everybody to support each other. I worked in the Department of Correction for 25 years, and I know the impact that it has on kids. I've seen them from the age of coming in at 16 because of the crime they committed. That's a sad picture to watch. A 16-year-old being treated as an adult, where they should have been in school at that point. But we need people to support them and know that they mean something. And if you take everything away, they're not going to have anything to stand for. Thank y'all for your time, and I appreciate it.
Thank you so very much for your comments. Mr. Michael Choice. Behind Mr. Choice will be Mr. Richard Patrick.
Good evening.
Hello, sir.
I would like to first say that I hope that we're not moving too fast with the project of F.J. Delane. Since the penny tax failed, we must regroup a lot in the thought process of Delane and many others. I read the newspaper this morning, well, this weekend, and I seen what the county council chair said, that he's concerned about money. And I don't blame him. We should be concerned about money. But at the same time, we must support our seniors. We owe them a community center, and Delane is a perfect place for that. We heard I call her Mother Elise James, and many other seniors that are out there right now was at the first meeting that we held at Delane Elementary School. And during that meeting, we saw the community come together as one. And so I say to you, look at the families, look at the community, and look at what we're doing to that community if we don't find a solution for F.J. Delane. Because if we do whatever the board decide to do, we must come up with something that's edible for the community. And finally, please listen to the voice of our seniors. They mean a lot to us as a community. I joined Delane School in the mid-60s, and I finished it and moved on to a higher education. And I think it was because of Delane School and the teachers that were there during that time period that helped me to be encouraged to attend college later on in life and join the military. So I say to this board here, please look at your thought patterns. I'm not saying that it's all wrong or all right. All I'm saying is that we owe the community a place so that they can come together as one. So with that being said, I don't want to take up any more time, other than say thank you for listening to me today.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Patrick? Ms. Viperman? Melissa Viperman? Viperman? Melissa Viperman?
Good evening. My name is Melissa Vipperman. Thank you for the time to speak this evening. My husband and I have 4 school-age children in Sumter County, 2 in the Sumter School District at Alice Drive Elementary and Sumter High School, and 2 at Westside Christian Academy. And I just wanted to bring 2 points to attention. The first was just piggybacking on the bus shortage and the crisis. My daughter runs track and field at Sumter High School, and unfortunately meets, at least 2, have had to be canceled this season because they could not find a bus driver at the last minute. And this is such a detriment to our student athletes, especially juniors and seniors who are trying to get their times to run and be noticed by college coaches. For many students, this athletic opportunity is a way to get to the next level of academia and college, and they need these opportunities. So as you're looking at the bus driver shortage and pay issues, in addition, of course, to getting children to school, consider after-school activities as well. The main reason that I came is in support of Coach Tammy Gristwood, who is trying to start an archery club at Sumter High. I have 2 students who have been under her direction for the past 2 years at Westside Christian Academy. They both have ADD, and one also has a disability as well. They have thrived under her instruction. Archery provides opportunities to develop patience, self-discipline, and perseverance. As a parent, I have seen my sons who struggle to be focused and concentrated be super focused. And when you go to an archery meet, it is amazing. It is a very quiet sport. It is almost silent as they shoot their arrows, as they wait for the whistles to blow the commands, and they know what to do. They are trained in what to do. It is really amazing to watch those kinds of students be able to compete in a sport like this. So I would ask that you consider supporting Coach Gristwood in her attempts to start this archery club at Sumter High and also other public schools in Sumter, and that it would be an opportunity for all students as a non-traditional sport. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Ms. Lindy Choice.
Good evening.
Greetings, greetings.
Since the rezoning effectively strangled the Delane School and officials could see this coming and subsequently closing F.J. Delane School, why wasn't something done to protect the legacy of the predominantly black community, which acted in good faith and trust for their children? This action of possibly selling to a charter school seems to me to be legalized loopholes and robbery of the black community and the benefit of our children. With the schools that have already been closed, it seems to me that y'all have more than enough funds to support whatever endeavors Delane School will come up with for the uses of the community. And that's all I have to say. Thank you for my minutes.
Thank you so much. On behalf of the board, I want to express my appreciation to all of our presenters tonight. Please know that we have heard your remarks. Excuse me? Eugene Baton, Johnson, DeLeston, I'm sorry, Shanae Thompson? Is that you? Oh, I'm sorry, somehow or another I missed you, darling, I'm so sorry. That was not intentional.
My first time, but you can start the clock if you like. Okay. In the past month, my son has been falsely accused at his school. The first time, he was falsely accused of having drugs by the SRO officer, and the second time, cops were called to my house. That was this past Friday while he was on spring break, because they got a notice that he was going to bring an AK-47 to the school and shoot up the whole school. I sent emails to the board. Hopefully you all received them. And I just want to say that I was at work when both of these instances happened. The first time I was not notified that my son was pulled out of class and was asked why his grandma dropped off $20. And the SRO thought it was to buy drugs. The second time I was also at work and I was getting called that 3 officers were in front of my house and that they wanted to look in my son's bedroom for an AK-47. When I questioned the school about why I wasn't contacted before they sent 3 officers to my house, they said they were following protocol. So I just want to ask, and when I asked about policies, anytime I ask the school for a policy, it's never readily available. I asked about the SRO policy, what is his role and responsibilities. No one is able to tell me, including the SRO. No policy was given to me. The SRO said, go to the police department to get that information. The principal said that I would be able to get that information from him, but it's been 2 weeks and I have not received it. He said he spoke to someone to get that information to me. I have not received it as of yet. He said he was following protocol, but nobody's able to tell me what that protocol is. It could have been a very dangerous situation to have cops at my house with my son by himself. Luckily, my mom was there because I had somebody else. I had a CPI guy coming, and I wanted my mom to be there with my son. So thank God he wasn't by himself when that happened. So please, if y'all could look at policies, I would appreciate it because it could cause danger. If you want to look up swatting as well, it was a mild form of swatting that could have happened, and it could have ended my son's life. And so if y'all look at that, I'd appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you so very much. Appreciate you. I'm sorry, it looked like I also overlooked, and this was Mr. Brian Austin. I'm sorry, Brother Brian, former board member.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Dr. Canty,
Greetings.
Dr. Wright, and members of the board. I come before you because a lot of you ran for the board because of transparency or the lack thereof transparency, the lack thereof accountability, and our elected officials not listening to the community. Well, here we are, almost a year later from the last fiasco with the Sumter School Board. And I have to remind you that there's been a policy on the books since 2011 that speaks to the public schools of Sumter School District belonging to the stakeholders that support them with their consent as well as with their taxation. I know that soon you all will be going before County Council to discuss millage increases to address the needs of the district. Well, how do you go to county council to ask for a millage increase when you have slapped the community in the face by disallowing the community to walk through a building that is funded by taxpayer dollars? It's been rumored that there was 4 board members that had some anxiety or angst about allowing the community. Well, 4 does not make a majority unless I was misinformed by my public education in Sumter School District. But 4 is not a majority. So where's the 4 votes? Where's the 5th vote to make it a majority? It's also been rumored that if a vote was taken tonight, that it will be 7-2. So tonight when you take your vote, will you show the public that it's 7-2? But it's also been said that the community was not allowed to go into the lane because of an insurance liability issue. The same insurance protects every piece of property that is in Sumter School District. It's no different than someone comes to the district office for this meeting tonight and step off of the sidewalk and falls. The same insurance applies to this district office that it applies to F.J. Delane School. So what is the real reason for the community being disallowed to tour the facility? We've allowed the community to come into our schools on a daily basis. Why can't the community go into this one particular school? I don't understand how an arrangement with the superintendent and the administration has been disallowed by the board, where you all stood before the community at Crestwood at your town hall and said that you wanted to bring the community in. I want you to bring the community in. That's a part of being open, honest, and transparent with the community. And right now, I'm not seeing that. I want to be a champion alongside you all, but I can't support not allowing the community to step foot in a building that they pay for. Since 2018, since this building has been closed, the tax dollars of the citizens of Sumter County have kept the utilities operable. But yet we sit here today not allowed to go into a facility that we're paying for, and that you will take it upon yourself. You will have the audacity to go before county council to ask for a millage increase to address other issues when you don't even have the support of the F.J. Delane community because you won't allow the community to step foot in their facility. And I say their facility because board policy since conception of the consolidated school district has said that the public schools belong to the citizens and they're supported through taxation. So I ask that tonight when you take your vote, that you vote your conviction, but that your vote is in favor of allowing the community. If you want the community to support you and stand with you, then that is what your vote needs to be tonight. I thank you so much.
Yes, yes,
Again, thanks to all of our presenters. We appreciate your comments. Okay? Okay, all right. All right. Okay.
Good evening. We had one electronic submission, and that was from Lauren Davis. She wrote, "Something has to be done to change the discipline structure and policies in the schools. It is getting out of control, and there is no responsibility, no accountability being taken. My child has been assaulted twice in a 3-week period, and the children got a slap on the wrist, basically. My child is scared to come to school for the fear of no one to protect her." Once again, that's from Lauren Davis.
All right. Thank you very much for that electronic transmission. Okay. All right. Item 4, executive session. What is the pleasure of the board?
Mr. Chair, I make a motion to enter an executive session for the monthly personnel report, appointment, compensation, promotion, demotion, discipline, termination, and/or release of an employee, and discussion of the superintendent's organizational chart.
You heard the motion and it's second. Are you prepared to vote? votes unanimously to enter into executive session for the monthly personnel report, appointment, compensation, promotion, demotion, discipline, termination and/or release of an employee, and discussion of the superintendent's organizational chart. Ladies and gentlemen, here again, we will enter into executive session for a while. Hopefully it will not be long, and we will return for item 5, which will be in open session again. Thank you very much. I declare that we're back into open session. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for your patience. Item 6, board communications. Announcements. Any announcements?
Mr. Chair, I would like to just make a quick announcement I just want to say thank you to my father-in-law who came up from New Mexico to visit, and he should be in attendance somewhere here. Not sure I see him, but he was supposed to be here. I just want to say thank you for his attendance. And then also my friends in the American Legion, Post 15, thank you for involving yourself in public education. It's vitally important that we have everybody involved. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Any other announcements? All right.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, sir.
I just want to announce we had a great meeting the other day with the Finance Committee, our initial meeting. We went over a couple of things specific.
Just 1 minute, I'm gonna call for committee reports.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Okay. Any other announcements? Thank you. Thank you very much. All right. If there are no further announcements, we'll go to 6.2, committee reports and recommendations. And Mr. Palumbo, we'll start with you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. We had our initial finance committee. We basically had a great meeting. We went over one of the things that we brought up to Dr. Wright is to look at some type of solution for small expenditures in regards to quickly within a short matter of time, not go through a whole week process to try to get permission to go ahead and pay for stuff. So we're working on a solution on that, and I know Dr. Wright's looking at some things, and also a reading of looking over the new 2023 and 2024 budget with Ms. Spearman. We started looking at it and getting prepared to bring up to this committee and to the board for approval.
Mrs.
Chairman, hi. The policy committee met, and it's been, I think, 3 or 4 weeks ago now. We have several policies that were reviewed and are in your documents to be reviewed. I think Ms. Scott is going to pull them up. We have, first we have BBA. Ms. Scott, are you pulling that? We have BBA, and these were suggested changes to the board powers and duties. They're there for your consideration. Of course, these will be open to discussion for a later vote by the board, but these are for your review to see them. The next one on the list is IHAC. And the only change suggested on that, and it is actually in state code, but we wanted to see teaching on U.S. Constitution actually added into the list of things showing that our support specifically for that. The next policy was BDR, organization of the board. And most of this came, of course, all of this originated from SCASBA. And they delineated the duties of each officer. Parliamentarian has been added, and the appropriate duties that fall under parliamentarian and the chair. Of course, the main duties always lie with the chair, and that is delineated there. So these will be for our discussion moving forward and voting on by the board. The next one is ADA, and that is the school district goals and objectives. And I am actually, because we are working on a broader vision and core beliefs that you are driving, I want to defer this one at this time until the board itself has solidified those core values, and then those will be incorporated with this that was provided by SCASBA. And finally, we looked at ADD. Which addresses face coverings, and it was suggested in conjunction with Dr. Wright that we just eliminate this policy, and Dr. Wright can revisit it procedurally as he sees fit, driven by data as it's necessary. So those are all the ones that we reviewed, and for the board to look at, to vote on at the next meeting. And that's policy report.
All right. Any report? Okay.
Did you say me?
Yes, ma'am, we're ready for you, Miss Bonner.
All right, that is, I am ready to report if you're ready.
Yes, ma'am.
I hope you can hear me, and if you cannot, I'll try to speak louder. But I am very happy to join you tonight from Midland, Texas, and it's been a very important meeting. I'd like to tell you a little bit about the April 6th Curriculum Instruction and Assessment meeting. And first, I'd like to tell you what well-qualified and what insightful members of this committee we have. And I thank everyone very much. At our last meeting, our first meeting, inaugural meeting, we tackled something quite important. But let me tell you which committee members contributed. Bobby Disney as the chair, Denise Jones, Dr. Sean Reagan, Dr. Earl Span, Cherie Boozer, and very, very helpful Dr. William Wright. Thank you, sir, for being there. Also, we had the members of the Office of Academics in attendance, led by Dr. McLeod and Christine Korn. And we also had in attendance very important people in our district, Dr. Shirley Gamble, Chief of Schools, Dr. David Laws, Director of CTE and Innovation, Carla King, and Richard Phillips. And we are so appreciative of their attendance. Here are this is what we did. There was an overview, and I will give you the 4 points of the overview, and then I would like to share with you the next steps in those points. First, the overview. We reviewed the current lesson plan formats that are used across the district. Second point, we reviewed a sample elementary lesson plan levels of standards mastery to assist teachers in determining appropriate levels of rigor. Third, we reviewed the teaching and learning framework to assist in common curriculum instruction and assessment language across the district. And number four, we discussed the COGNIA accreditation, and that for those of you who are old school, that's the SACS or Advanced Ed type, and the associated Elliott observation tool and data, data collection that supports the need for common lesson plans, teaching and learning framework, and common formative assessments. Now, if you want to see this in writing, Dr. McLeod would love to send this to you. Let me now explain the next steps, our next steps. First point, receive input on the elementary lesson plan from the elementary task force groups, the principals, and other stakeholders. That is going on now. Second, we have the secondary task force groups work to submit secondary lesson plans recommendation to bring forward to the Curriculum Instruction Assessment Committee. Third, we have the stakeholders from the different grade spans review and provide input to the Sumter School District Teaching and Learning Framework to bring forward to this committee. And finally, we will prepare a comprehensive overview of the cognitive accreditation, that is the old SACS preparations, for the next CIA committee meeting, and to illustrate the connections of the ongoing improvement work in curriculum instruction assessment for the next committee meeting. And this is just for information. At this point, there are no actions.
Thank you. Thank you very much. All right, any other reports?
Dr. Canny, excuse
Yes.
me, I failed to remind the committee members and the public that the next policy meeting is this Wednesday night at 5:30 here.
Okay, all right, thank you very much.
And I need to say that the next CIA meeting will be the first Wednesday of May. 9 to 11.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
just a quick update on the Transportation Ad Hoc Committee. We don't have anything actionable to present to the board yet. However, we have gotten together, brainstormed, have come up with a lot of great ideas. We're going to continue through that process, and then by the end of, again, the goal is by the end of this school year, we should have something to present fully to the board for implementation and consideration for the summer.
Very good, thank you. Is that it? Okay. Thank you so very much. All right, we're down to the superintendent's report. Mr. Superintendent?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Chair, members of the Sumter School District Board of Trustees. I have some items here to highlight. Congratulations go to Misty Robertson, who is a teacher at Hillcrest Middle School, for being named the Swamp Fox chapter of the Air Force Association Teacher of the Year. She will receive a $500 award and will compete for the state level honor. Misty is an impressive STEM teacher and a valuable asset to our community. Chamber of Commerce Educator of the Year awards. 3 Sumter School District teachers were chosen to receive Educator of the Year awards presented by Bank of Clarendon. The elementary award recipient is Kimberly Johnston from Alice Drive Elementary. The middle school recipient is Chase Ferguson from Alice Drive Middle, and the high school recipient is Tori Shannon from Sumter High School. This award recognizes educators who excel both inside and outside the classroom. And engagement in the community is of extreme importance to the Chamber of Commerce, which is why these awards are so important to them. April is the month of the military child. Sumter School District is honored to have the Purple Star distinction, and our district works diligently to serve our military children. Please help us celebrate our military children and their families by wearing purple. It's hard to get the superintendent in purple, but I'll do it this day. Wednesday, April 19th. Congratulations to Dr. Shirley Gamble and Mr. Kelvin Hasty for being recognized by the Association of Education Office Professionals as the Administrator of the Year and Office Professional of the Year, respectively. Hats off to the newly elected officers. President-elect is Mr. Kelvin Hasty, Vice President Geraldine Furman, Secretary Therese Ingram, and the Treasurer is Lenore Corbett. And also congratulations to the scholarship recipients who are Tylynn Walters of Lakewood High School, Lawrence Rhodes of Sumter High School, and Caliante Smith, hope I got that one right, of Sumter High School. Open enrollment is going on now for kindergarten through 12th grades. It is happening now and will continue through April 28th. Applications are online only. Parents and guardians can access the applications from sumterschools.net. Please click on the open enrollment icon or the open enrollment link on our homepage to access the application. Frequently asked questions for open enrollment and out-of-zone requests and open enrollment availability that shows the grade levels that are available for open enrollment are listed. Current 5th and 8th grade students must also reapply as a reminder before transitioning to the next school. Then there is a separate application procedure and regulations for pre-kindergarten students. And for more information on those enrollments in particular, we'd like for you to contact the Director of Early Childhood, Cheryl Ray, at 803-774-5500. Mr. Chair, members of the Board of Trustees, that concludes my superintendent's report for this week.
Thank you, Mr. Superintendent. On behalf of this board, we appreciate the great work you're doing here in Sumter.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
You've got our support, okay?
Thank you,
Mr. Chair, I would like to have a round of applause for all of these teachers that have been awarded these great honors by the community.
That's fine.
Teachers, if I may add, teachers and our chief of schools for our district and the administrative assistant to the chief of schools as well. Thank you. Thank you for that.
All right. Very good. Item 8, action required.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, ma'am.
is it okay to proceed? Okay.
Action related to executive session. First item,
Mr. Chair, I move that we begin Phase 1, moving child nutrition to the defunct F.J. Delane Elementary School immediately.
I second that motion.
motion is supported. Is there any discussion? If there is no discussion, you may vote your conviction. All right. The vote is unanimous. Okay. Next item.
Mr. Chairman, I would like to move that we approve the retention stipend of at least $2,000 for full-time employees and $1,000 for part-time employees.
Mr. Chair, I second that motion.
Motion and supported. Is there any discussion? If there is no discussion, you may vote your conviction, okay? The vote is unanimous. Next item.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion to allow the Delane community to tour the Delane Elementary School. Thank you.
Second.
Mr. Chair, I would like to amend that motion.
All right, and the amendment is?
The amended motion is to allow a tour of the defunct F.J. Delane Elementary School with the Delane community and the Sumter community at large at a date to be determined by the superintendent.
All right, the amendment does not need a second and shall be voted upon first. Those who support the amendment will indicate so unless there is discussion. If there is no discussion, you may vote your conviction.
Mr. Chair, mine's not showing up.
I'm sorry?
It's okay now.
Okay.
Vote passes unanimously.
All right, the vote,
Passes unanimously.
the vote is unanimous.
Yes, sir.
All right, the monthly personnel report.
Mr. Chair, I motion to approve the personnel report as presented for Monday, April 17th, 2023.
Mr. Chair, I second that motion.
The motion is supported. Is there any discussion? If there is no discussion, you may vote your conviction.
Vote passes unanimously. Vote passes unanimously.
All right, the vote is unanimous. Okay. Item 9, consent agenda. If there are no objections, the consent agenda will stand approved. Objections once, twice, 3 times, the agenda is approved. Item 10 is adjournment, and it is a non-debatable item. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your time and attention tonight. God bless you all.